Journey family, welcome back to my channel and thanks again so much for watching. If you're new here, please consider subscribing as I post weekly DIYs for your home decor inspiration. In today's video, I am going to be showing you how I accomplished some glam Christmas decor. This by far is probably one of my favorites so far that I've done with my DIYs. It's so pretty. It's so like chic and girly. I love it, but my husband loves it too, so it's just easy on the eyes to look at, and I'm so excited to share it with you all. It's just my son. I know who he's talking to. I really hope you guys love this video, and if you do, give it a big thumbs up. Let's get started. Okay, let's get started with this wreath. First, you're going to need this floral wreath from the Dollar Tree. Then you're going to need some Queen Anne's flowers. And then I picked up these picks from Hobby Lobby. They were 50% off, so they came out to be $1. The first thing I'm going to do is cut down all of these flowers the way that I want them. I really like these Queen Anne's flowers because they have a little bit of glitter on the tips. So the first thing I'm going to do is I am attempting to try not to use any hot glue for this and just kind of stick the picks through. It turned out to be just a little bit more difficult than I thought. So I ended up sticking half of it through and then using some hot glue to glue down the pieces that were touching the wreath. I didn't want to put it all over the wreath because I'm actually going to reuse all of these items at a later date, and I just wanted to keep it as pristine and as nice as I want it to. I really love those gold picks. So I'm a person that loves symmetry, so I am placing them how I like to keep them equal on both sides. I know that's kind of silly to some, but that's really how I like everything that I do. And just gluing it down to the parts that it is touching that wreath. Then I'm going to take those Queen Anne's flowers and hot glue them in the middle of that wreath between both of those gold picks. It took some time figuring this part out because I still wanted to just stick them through the wreath, but I ended up having to hot glue some of those things down, and I really loved the way it turned out. It was very, very pretty. And there you have that completed glam wreath that I absolutely love. I'm going to keep saying that throughout this entire video. Moving on to this 2-foot tree, you're going to need 2 trees from the Dollar Tree, wooden dowels, and garland ties. Again, for this video, I did not go and get the long dowel from Walmart, so I had to use the small ones from the Dollar Tree. So the first thing you're going to do is remove the contents out of the box for the tree. You're only going to need 1 set of those stand legs. And then for the first tree, the top tree, you're going to take off the bottom part, and just using my wire cutters, I removed it pretty easily by wiggling it around, taking some of that string off the bottom to be able to make a hole in the bottom by using those wire cutters. And if you do this the first time, it'll take you some time to figure it out. The second time as well. The third and fourth time, you might be a pro at it, but it gets easier with time when you keep on doing it. Then for the second tree, which will be the bottom, you are going to take it off underneath that hump. So make sure you reveal the middle part of the pole to that hump underneath the top. Then you'll do the same wiggling motion to remove it, taking off that string and opening that pole to reveal a hole to stick the wooden dowel in. Again, for this, I only needed to use 1 wooden dowel. I didn't need to use 2, which was great, and it worked out even though I didn't have the long dowel from Walmart. But I did have a little bit of trouble with these small wooden dowels. As you can see, I'm kind of trying to put the top tree on and it's really loose and it's wiggling around. So what I decided to do was take my wire cutters and squeeze the poles that the dowel is inside of so that it stays on tight, and it worked out just fine. Then I'm going to put on those legs to the tree stand to the bottom so that it stands upright, and then I can start working on it and opening up the tree. So now I'm just going to open it up. Of course, these Dollar Tree trees look really sad, so that's why you need those garland ties to make it look a little bit more full. And that's basically what I'm going to do. If you watched my previous video of my farmhouse style Christmas tree, I'll link it in the description box below. What I'm doing is making sure that all of the stems match up and line up proportionally. So in the middle, I'm going to make them look a little bit longer and then get shorter towards the top. It takes a little while and a little bit of playing around with, but it all comes together in the end. And I used about a pack and a half of garland ties on here. 12 come in a pack, so I used about 18 garland ties for this tree. So I'm using this fake snow that I picked up from Dollar General. It was $1.75. And instead of using paint, I'm going to use this to give my tree that frosted look. I know a lot of people like to use paint, and I thought about that as well, but I really wanted to see what this fake snow did, and I really liked the outcome. I was a little impatient, so I didn't wait for it to dry. So when I started to put my ornaments on it, it came off a little bit, but it still made me very happy. I just wanted to have my entryway look like a winter wonderland. Then I'm going to use these ornaments from the Dollar Tree. I wanted to keep it in the glam family and get all glittery ornaments. So I am using some gold, rose gold, and white ornaments. And what I'm doing is just gluing it on directly to the branches instead of hanging them off of the branches, because they would just droop down and fall. And I'm just putting the hot glue on top of where you would put a string or those hooks and just gluing it directly on the branches. Then I'm using this top pick that I picked up from Hobby Lobby. It was 50% off, so it came out to be actually only 50 cents. And I am just placing that on the top so act like a star, because I didn't have any more stars, but I wanted to keep this really glam, and I love the way that it came out with that as the tree topper. Moving on to this glam tray, I'm actually using this wooden tray I picked up in a fall decor haul at Walmart. I also have a floral foam block from Dollar Tree and some burlap. I'm also going to be using this fake snow and going to spray it on that wood box. I wanted to give it a wintry wonderland but glam look, and I thought that spraying that with this snow would do exactly what I needed. And I only needed to spray the sides and the inside of the sides. I did not need to do the bottom because it would be sitting on my table and nobody would see it, but I wanted to make sure that all sides that would be shown would be covered. So after that, I'm going to take that floral foam piece and cover that with a little bit of burlap. Although the end result doesn't have you see it very much, I wanted to make sure, since I'm not putting it inside of a completely closed wooden box. So all I'm doing is just hot gluing some burlap on this foam piece and only doing the front and some of the side, but I'm not doing the top or the bottom. And I'm just going to take 2 pieces of that burlap to cover it up completely on the front. I thought I could use this floral piece a little bit later as well, so I decided to go ahead and put some lace on the front just to hide that imperfection of where those two burlap pieces kind of joined together, and I just placed it on there. It was an afterthought. It probably really doesn't make a big difference, but it would be nice to not have to do this step when I do decide to repurpose this block at any other given time. Then I'm just placing it inside of that wooden box that I now have covered in snow. And I'm taking all of these picks that I picked up from Dollar Tree and Hobby Lobby and just placing everything in there how I like. I really love this bird with those berries. And I wanted to make it look like it was nipping over at one of those glittery pine cones. And just placing everything in there the way that I like it. I also have some more Queen Anne's flowers that I'm just cutting the stems off just halfway so I can place them inside of the foam block. And you can arrange your items or flowers or whatever you have any kind of way, but this is what I wanted to make this glam look. And you can totally get this inspiration and do exactly the same or whatever. And I absolutely love it. Everything came out so pretty. I decided to add some items that I did have from previous hauls that I did from Target as well as Michael's, and put it on this entryway table, and it just looks so pretty and people love it when they come in. Again, thanks so much for watching, Journeyers. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. And if you're new here, consider subscribing if you enjoyed crafting just as much as I do. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye!